welcome to a new video. Today I'm doing a very casual, just sort of chatty get ready with me. I just thought it would be fun to sit here and do my makeup and everything. I'm not going anywhere today, obviously, but I was looking through some of my old YouTube videos last night for a reason, not for this reason, but I get distracted, and I had done a lot more like makeup videos like years and years ago, and I still love doing my makeup. Before the pandemic, I would do it every single day. Since the pandemic, that's gone down quite a lot, but I thought it would be fun to just do it today and just sort of chat. I have a coffee in my Ravenclaw mug, although I wanted to use a Marvel mug, and I used to have this big collection of Star Wars and Marvel and a lot of nerdy mugs, but frankly I don't know where most of them are. I think if I still have them all, I think they're just in storage with some of my like college stuff. So we get Ravenclaw today, even though my brain is only thinking about WandaVision. So let's get started with the skin part first. My skin has been struggling a little bit with masks, but it is what it is. I have to wear a mask, obviously. I am going to go ahead and do my skincare routine this morning. I washed my face with the CeraVe Salicylic Acid Cleanser. I'm going to use this Vitamin C Super Serum Plus by Naturium, which is Susan Yara's brand. Absolutely love it. I have the hyaluronic acid as well, and I'm almost out of that. But her line is now in Target, so I might have to go try that out soon. I'm actually going to do 2 serums this morning. I don't always do that, but I think I need some of the niacinamide. This actually has niacinamide in it, but I'm just going to be obnoxious and add a little more just because I've been having some trouble with breakouts in the mask area, and niacinamide can help. And just sort of pat that on. Also, we're going to pretend that my hair looks good today, okay? Okay. While that dries, I'm going to put some lavender oil on. Not on my face, just on my wrists. I also just thought this would be fun to do today because it's been kind of a meh month. All of last year was kind of meh, and it hasn't gotten a lot better in January, other than we do have a new president, which is very exciting and takes a lot of weight, I think, off of a lot of people's shoulders, so that's good. I'm also going to put some lotion on my hands. It is winter and we're getting some very rare cold rainy weather here in Arizona, so this is the Aveeno Baby Eczema Therapy Lotion. It's for babies, but if you get dry hands like I do, and if you happen to be on Accutane and you're getting like those dry rashes on your arms and hands like I did, get this. Literally, do yourself a favor and get this. It is like $15 or something, but it's so worth it. It has been an absolute game changer in my hands. My hands were getting so dry they were like cracked and bleeding. So if you live somewhere where it's actually cold and not just kind of cold like here, I literally cannot encourage this purchase enough. So that has dried down a bit, and then the most important part of any skincare routine is the sunscreen in the morning. I'm currently using this Bare Republic mineral sunscreen. It is SPF 30, which I guess is okay. This is more of like a sport sunscreen, but it's what I have. I also have the Sun Bum Mineral 50 SPF. I bought this a little while ago, but I don't want to start using this until this is empty. So that's how my brain works. But my mom and sister really like this one. They both bought the face one. I bought this one because it has a higher SPF and I wanted more protection from the sun. But when you kind of jump up an SPF with that, you get more of a white cast. But yeah, that is definitely a downfall. If you are someone with a deeper skin tone, then I don't know if I'd recommend either of these. But I could make it work. But it mixes in pretty well after a little bit. But yeah, I look like a ghost. It's really cute. I was trying to think of what to chat about, what would be fun. I guess I could do a life update. There's not much to update. We're still in the middle of a pandemic. my state, Arizona, is one of the top hotspots like in the world for it, so that's really fun for me. So I obviously have not been anywhere. I have been to the store a couple times. I have last month went to the bookstore a whole 2 times for the first time in a long time. That's it. And then I go to work, but I have to go to work, so that's about it. I haven't been to a restaurant. We're getting on the 1-year mark since I've been to a restaurant, because last time I went would have been my friend's birthday, and that is in February. So the last time I went to see a movie is also my sister's birthday, which is also in February. You are sitting on top of my skincare fridge, but I'm going to get this out. I thought this might be fun. Do I know jade rolling probably doesn't do anything? Yes. Do I do it anyway? Also yes, because it just feels nice. So I think I'm gonna do like a sort of full makeup look today, just because why not? Why not? I'm going to use this Soft Focus Glow Drops Illuminating Ultra Glow Primer by Rodial. I don't know. I like it. The little, I don't know what you call this. My mind dropper. It's broken, but so it doesn't like pull up a lot, but you only need a couple drops anyway. I just like it because it makes you all shiny and glittery. Even though I've been doing my makeup, I swear to God, pretty much the same exact way since I started this channel. I've been doing my makeup basically every day since middle school. When I had acne, it was a big part of, like, I did it because I felt like I had to, just to feel comfortable. This is a dead chapstick, hold on. But even in middle school, I did genuinely just like doing my makeups. Also, if the sound is bad in this video, I apologize. My microphone has a red light instead of a green light, and I don't know why. Maybe I need to change the batteries, I'm guessing, but I don't think I have any batteries, so hopefully it'll be okay. Let's hope. It is just January 26th when I'm filming this. I'm not 100% sure when I'm going to be uploading this. I'm guessing in February. I'm just not 100% sure. Anyway, let's do foundation. What foundation do I want to use, actually? I'm going to use the other one. I used this Stilo one yesterday, which I do like this one. It's a great light coverage foundation, but it was too dark for me yesterday. So let's see. My Clinique one might be the better option because this looks lighter. This is the Clinique Beyond Perfecting Foundation and Concealer. I will probably use this foundation for the rest of my life, if I'm being honest, though I do really want to try the Rare Beauty foundation. So maybe let's talk books. You know, that's what I usually talk about on this channel. Obviously, I have been in a bit of a reading slump this month just because I just haven't had a lot of energy this month, just because school has been really stressful, which, backstory, which, you know what, maybe today this whole problem will be solved and I won't have to worry about it anymore, but I was supposed to start my internship like 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, I guess, and the hospital I was supposed to go to, I'm in nursing school if you didn't know that, canceled on me because their COVID cases were too high, which is fair. That's not their fault. That's every idiot who's been going to an indoor restaurant's fault. And they had to cancel on me. There wasn't a nurse available who could take me, and, you know, with the consideration of how high their COVID cases were. And no one else has called me back. I interviewed for a different hospital. Haven't heard from them. My teacher's trying to find something for me. It's just been a whole mess. So that's how I've been living. Just in this really terrible state of, like, uncertainty. Obviously, eventually I'm going to graduate. That's not in question. It's just a matter of if I can get into a hospital sometime soon and actually get my last semester experience. But, you know, if I have to go to a doctor's clinic instead of a hospital just to get the hours, fine. It's not ideal, but at this point, I'll take anything that doesn't require me to drive 3 hours back to my college town to go to that hospital, which is technically on the table as well, so that's fun. But I was making a point about my reading slump with that. I've just been busy. I've also been working quite a bit. which is great. I actually really love the work I'm doing right now. I am working as a caregiver. Where's my concealer? And I'm really enjoying that, actually. So there's some clinical experience, even if it's not through my school. This is the e.l.f. concealer. I'm using it because I have it. It's the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer Matte Finish. I hate it. I hate it. It does not blend well, but I like to add a little bit of concealer, and this is the only concealer I have, so this is what we're wearing. First of all, it leaks all over. Second of all, it literally does not blend. I usually have very good luck with e.l.f. products, but this one is not it, which is weird because I've seen so many people recommend it. Maybe it's this shade, maybe I just got a bad batch, I don't know. My hair is an absolute mess. But yeah, although I did get a good amount of reading done in the last day, I read 100 pages of Red Scrolls of Magic, which is fun. I think it's really good to return to a world that you already know and that you're comfortable with, and you know the characters, and you know that you love the characters, and I know nobody's going to die. Well, I know Magnus and Alec aren't going to die in this book, because then, you know, they wouldn't be able to show up in City of Fallen Angels. So I'm really enjoying this read, and I've been kind of toying around with this idea, and I don't know if it's going to happen. I don't know how the logistics of it would work. I don't know anything about podcasts, but I listened to a podcast called Remember Twilight, and these ladies are amazing. I love them so much, and they have been reading the Twilight books chapter by chapter and adding their commentary on it every week in their podcast, and I love that idea so much. And honestly, I would probably do it with Twilight, but they do it with Twilight, and I know a couple other people too, and I wouldn't want to step on anyone's toes, or I don't know, that's their thing. I don't want to take their thing. So I've been kind of thinking about doing it with all the Shadowhunters books. I don't think I'd go chapter by chapter just because there's way too much. That would literally be hundreds of episodes. But I could do 2 podcasts per book or something. I have a lot of thoughts to say, and I've watched the movie, and I've watched all of the show 3 times, and I have comments on those too, and I think it'd be kind of fun. So I don't know if it'll happen, because my biggest thing is I have literally no idea how to produce a podcast, and the only podcast I listen to really is the Twilight one. That's not the brush I want. So I don't know how, I'm not very knowledgeable when it comes to podcasts, and I don't know how you would publish it, or I don't know how I would record it. I don't really have any microphone equipment, except for the one currently attached to my camera, which has a dead battery, and I also don't think this one only attaches to my camera. It doesn't attach to anything else. This is just a powder. I don't really do a lot. I don't know, set my foundation. This is Maybelline powder I've had for probably too long. I should throw it away, but I'm gonna go in with my Hoola bronzer. Not Hoopla, that's the library app. It's kind of sad. And just do a little bit. I don't do a lot of bronzer because I'm pale, but I've had the idea of I've always wanted to commentate on certain books or on something, because I have a lot of fangirl energy to get out. And this channel is one of my predominant ways of doing that. But I just have a lot to say, and I think it would be really fun. It would be a podcast completely by myself, which I think is a little different than some of the formats that I've seen. True crime podcasts tend to be just one person, but I don't know. I think it would be a fun idea. I don't know if I could execute it right, but it's out there. I'm thinking about it. Use this L'Oreal Paradise Enchanted blush. It's this really nice peach color. It's much more of a summer color than a winter color, but I like it, so I'm gonna use it. And I like to put it blush like that, brush it back. Next, I'm gonna use my favorite highlighter. I have so many, but I've been using this lately. It's from the Ravenclaw palette. Ulta did. It's their highlighter. First of all, look how cute these are. They're little beads, and when I first saw it, I'm like, how is that supposed to work? But this highlight is so good. It's insane. I love it so much. It's just so iridescent. Now I guess I have to choose what eye look I'm going to do. I don't think it's going to be anything too complicated. The Zoella Breakfast Palette, Brunch Date. I think that looks fun. It's a little dirty, but I like this palette a lot. I love Zoella. My sister bought this for me as a surprise, which was really nice. It was just a random day. I have been really enjoying making more content on here earlier, like this past few months. I think with the quarantine especially, that's basically still going on, it made a big difference for me to have something to do. Obviously I had school, but then like I didn't work this summer for the first time in a while. Where are all my brushes? So it was nice to have something to do. So now I hope to still be fairly consistent over the year. I am having this idea that every Sunday I will upload, and occasionally if I have the time, I'll upload on Wednesdays as well. It doesn't guarantee that I'll upload every Wednesday, because realistically I can't put myself on a schedule where I upload 2 times a week. It's not going to happen every week, but I like the idea of being able to upload bonus videos on Wednesdays sometimes. I've been doing my makeup the exact same way for so long. I use different colors, but it's the same technique basically every time, because I literally don't know another way. Like I said, I was looking through my old YouTube videos last night, and for somewhat of a reason, and it's crazy how long I've been doing this. I've been doing this since I was a sophomore in high school, and now I'm a super senior in college, you know, going to graduate this semester. Frankly, my personality has not changed a lot, but a lot of my life has changed, obviously. I went to school, I have new friends, I don't have a lot of the old friends I used to have. Who keeps their high school friends for too long? And it's just been interesting. All of my interests are quite similar, and like, I'm still the same fangirl at heart, as they'd say. So I like that. I saw an interesting video yesterday. Haley in Bookland posted it, and she was just doing like a chatty video, like just being honest, like, oh, you know, I don't love the content I've been making, but I don't know what else to do. And she was like, she said she remembers the exact moment when she started to kind of care about views and subscribers and those numbers. And I think I've definitely been discouraged by the numbers in the past, but I think I've done a pretty good job at not, ooh, I'm gonna do that pink and purple. I think I've been pretty good at like acknowledging that you know, the numbers shouldn't matter. And yes, they annoy me sometimes, because like I said, I've been doing this for 6 or 7 years and I haven't seen a lot of growth, but I've had a lot of fun. So I try not to think about it too much. I would like to reach a further like book audience, just because that's obviously what I'm most passionate about. But yeah, we'll see where the year takes us. I love the book community, especially the romance book community, because they just let you like what you want, and they're all very supportive. I really, really like that. And 99% of the time, that's the entire book community. Everyone's very accepting, very loving, and just sort of chill, and I really, really love it. It's not like the drama of the like other communities. Are there drama in other communities? I don't know. I will say, don't like book Twitter as much, and sometimes Bookstagram can get a little messy, but if I see that kind of behavior, it's usually an unfollow from me. I don't like rehashing drama. People just sometimes take things too seriously, and if there's a real situation that needs to be spoken about and like talked about, that's one thing. I'm talking about the people who like call out stupid stuff, or just, you know, bully other people for no reason. I'm not going to mention anything specific, obviously, because I don't like fueling that drama, but I think everyone, like, you never know what is going on in someone else's life. Like, they could be really depressed, or they could have just lost a loved one, or they could just be dealing with something at home or dealing with something at work or whatever it is. So like, don't ever like, you know, be mean to someone for no reason. Just don't be mean. It's not hard. They teach it in kindergarten. Yeah, I really like the book community in general because I think we are pretty accepting. I don't go on book Twitter as often. because I think they tend to be more harsh and like make jokes. Again, won't mention exactly, but I saw someone make a joke about something the other day on book Twitter, and it made me so angry because it was so inconsiderate and rude, and they were playing it off as a joke, and I was like, how could you just be mean to someone else like that? Like, you sat down, you wrote that, you put a picture in this tweet too, and like never once stopped to think how the other person would feel. But I am very like sympathetic to people and their feelings, and like empathetic, and sometimes book Twitter will miss out on that, let's say. So I definitely think the book community is pretty good in general though, and I really like it here. Like I said, with the romance community, I like how everyone is so like, read whatever you want. Like, no one's ever gonna make fun of you for what books you want to read, which is a big deal to me, because when I was growing up, I got a lot of shit for just caring about books in general, let alone I wanted to just read Twilight over and over again, and it wasn't cool to like Twilight, so you kind of got teased about. That's why there's a couple really popular booktubers or like people on book Twitter that like are constantly hating on certain books, and I won't name them obviously. There's only a couple in my mind, but I won't go, like, I've unfollowed and unsubscribed to some people because, like, what do you get from just constantly berating and making fun of a book that could be someone else's favorite book? There is nothing I constantly make fun of. There are books I don't like. I just will never understand people who hate on books because they think it's cool. It's the same thing. People like hated Taylor Swift and hated on her and said terrible things because everyone else was. And I just don't get it. That's why people hated Twilight. That's why people hated One Direction. That's like literally anything you can think of that young women like. People will talk shit about it because young women like it. And you can't change my mind though. That's not why. So that's why there are some creators that I've had to like unfollow just because that's upsetting to me. If you don't like something, that's fine. That's not my business. Like, if you don't like a series, you have every right to not like it. But there's no reason you need to make it your whole brand that you hate it. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. And I'm thinking mostly of Sarah J. Maas. A lot of people hate on her. I literally can't understand why. They think it's cool and edgy to hate her, or to hate other series too, or to hate romance because it's, they think that they're better than it. They're like, oh look, I'm reading this fancy, serious book. I'm gonna put a little brown in the crease too. I haven't told you at all what I'm doing to my eyes, mostly because I don't know what I'm doing. But people will hate on, and I think that's why people hate on Sarah J. Maas's books, is because they're romance. But what did you expect going into a Beauty and the Beast retelling about fairies falling in love? A romance. Let them live. So I think people just hate on books because they think it's fun and cool. But I love Court of Thorns and Roses. Jury's still out on Throne of Glass, and I will say that I love it just because of the romance. What's wrong with that? And I think people get a little too critical of books sometimes. I'm not a critical reader, which maybe I should be, but dude, I don't have the brain capacity for that, so it is what it is. Okay, I think I'm gonna do some eyeliner. I might do it off camera though, because I need to get closer to my mirror. I haven't done eyeliner in a hot minute, shown by the fact that I can't even find it in my makeup bag. There we are. It lost its lid and has dried out. Well, guess we're using a different eyeliner today. This has to be literally some of the worst eyeliner I've ever done. I'm gonna blame this dyeing pen. Do you think if I put mascara on, you just won't notice how uneven it is? The book community is pretty good, but sometimes there's just some bad eggs that I think are mean. And other people think it's funny, which is fine. I just think, just treat people with kindness. It's pretty simple. It's really hard to talk and do this at the same time. I'm a little concerned this is going to be like a feature-length film. so I'm gonna start going a little faster. But yeah, I have been loving WandaVision so much, and I've definitely enjoyed talking about that on my Instagram a little bit. I have so many theories, and I'm so excited. Scarlet Witch is my favorite character in the MCU. She has been since she was introduced in Age of Ultron. Like, I love Captain America and I love Spider-Man, but Scarlet Witch could kill everyone in the Avengers. You can't change my mind. She would win. All the Avengers have to fight, she would win. Thor, pre-Endgame, maybe has a chance because he's a demigod, but I think Wanda would still win because she is just literally, like, her reality warping powers, like, yeah, she's gonna win. And I will talk a little bit about my theories for WandaVision, but I am not someone who's read all the comics, and every time I've thought about, like, sharing some of my ideas, I'm just afraid comic book people are gonna be like, well, actually, this is what it is because of this, because sometimes MCU comic fans can be a little gatekeepy. I have been watching some, like, Easter egg videos and, like, pointing out the Easter eggs from the comics in the show, and it's about how I think Mephisto, I don't know how to say his name, I'm sorry, but the devil character in Marvel, I think he's going to be the villain. I think he somehow convinced Wanda to create this reality, and I think Agnes or Agatha Harkness is in on the plan somehow. I can't decide if she's evil or not. I love Catherine Hahn, so I kind of want her to be good. And in the comic books, she was a mentor to Wanda, but I don't know if she's going to be good or bad in this show. But I'm very excited to see. I think this is going to be some way to resurrect the devil, or maybe he's, like, already there, but I feel like maybe he exists in another plane and he's trying to manifest into reality, into the real MCU reality, so he can wreak havoc as he does, and he's using Wanda's power and all her grief to do that. I really like that this show is finally giving Wanda the chance to explore her grief, because if you think about it, this girl has not caught a single break in her life. Her parents died because Stark technology stolen by Hydra killed them. She was stuck in rubble for a couple days, which is traumatic, thinking her and her brother were going to explode, and then they didn't. And then they were taken by Hydra and experiments were done on them. Everyone else in the experiments, that looks terrible, died. They lived. They escaped Hydra, but then they found Ultron and went to work for him, and then discovered what Ultron's plans were to destroy everyone on the planet. They're like, let's not put our eggs in that basket, and switch sides. And, you know, join the Avengers, had to deal with fighting Ultron, which is traumatic. And then Pietro died, Quicksilver died. Still not over that. We watched that the other day. Still upset about it 5 years later or whatever it is. And then right after her brother dies, she joins the Avengers, which is great. And, you know, she's finding time to heal. But then, you know, she tries to help, but ends up, you know, accidentally killing a lot of people, which is upsetting. And then, you know, all the Thanos stuff happens, and then Vision dies twice. You know, her one friend dies twice. Like, well, he was more than a friend, obviously. They lived together as a couple for, like, 2 years. So yeah, like, literally has not caught a single break. So I think it's really cool that they're finally allowing her to explore all of her grief and all of her storyline in her own show. And I love the sitcom tropes. It's so much fun that they're doing this and exploring her story in this way. And I love the first 2 black and white episodes. I thought that was so interesting. And then I love the 70s episode, her hair and makeup. That's what I should have done her makeup today. But I loved those. And I can't wait to keep going. I wish they would just drop them all at once. I hate waiting. I am just absolutely living for everything she's doing. And my main theory, one, we're gonna have the twins, Wanda and Vision's twins, Billy and, what's the other one's name? Tommy? That could be wrong, I'm not good at remembering names. But I think they are going to grow up to be Wiccan and Speed, as they do in the comics. And I think that Wanda is going to use this reality power. I think she's going to use this to bring Vision and the twins back to life. And I think she might inadvertently bring Ralph, or the devil, to life as well into the real reality, which is going to be a lot. I just have this image in my head. In one of the last episodes, I feel like they're gonna have to leave her fake reality. She's gonna bring Vision and the twins with them. And then also, I think the devil's gonna, or whoever the villain may be, is going to come to life too. And all of our MCU characters, like whoever shows up, I don't think they have any of the big movie characters, maybe Doctor Strange, since it's setting up for her to be in that next movie. But I feel like the agent from Ant-Man is going to be there, Darcy from Thor is going to be there, and maybe some other characters. And like they're going to pop out of this new reality, and like Vision's going to be back alive, and she's going to have these twin boys with her, and everyone's going to be like, huh? So I'm really excited to just keep watching that, because like I said, Wanda is my favorite character, and I really want to get a Scarlet Witch costume. Maybe I have to like save some money because it's like $80 or something. But so yeah, I have been loving WandaVision, and I've been loving just theorizing stuff. I have so much fun with that sort of thing. So that is my finished look, I think, to go sit in the living room. Hope you enjoyed this. I hopefully edited it down to a semi-reasonable length. I don't know how long I've been sitting here, but the answer's too long. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you liked my ramblings. I honestly don't know if I'll ever even post this. But have a good day. Like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and go read something you love. Bye.